What's up, people? Welcome back to the parts guys. Today I am going to get my lightweight flywheel on, my no-name clutch, and maybe mate the trans to the motor. In the last video you saw that I put the rear main seal in already. One thing I didn't mention about was the threads that were messed up on this hole right here. Okay, so I tried to find a tap. I couldn't find the right thread pitch, so what I ended up doing was I took an old bolt and a rasp and I just tried to clean up the threads the best I can. It is tight going in, but I have threaded a bolt all the way in and out, so as long as that thing torques, we're just gonna call that thing good and, you know, use plenty of Loctite. Hopefully that don't come out, because that'll just be a terrible time. So I already took care of that. I got my lightweight flywheel right here. I do gotta look up the name. I forget the name. It didn't come with any stickers or anything, so, but anyways, it's a cheap one off eBay, but it's like 11.5 pounds. I did have to press this bearing in, but I did that honestly pretty crudely, but I got it in there nonetheless. But this thing is actually the same size as the pilot bushing, so at least it measured out the same, so there shouldn't be any issues having the pilot bushing versus the pilot bearing. It should work out the same, I'm thinking. But yeah, so that should be fine. Got the clutch down here, and then if you guys remember, that trans, that's the one we welded the diff in, so that is the one that I'm going to throw on with that lightweight flywheel and all that jazz. Hopefully we don't just break axles right away. Tires aren't very wide, so I really don't think I'm going to be breaking axles unless I'm trying to take a really slow, really tight corner. Otherwise, I should have enough slippage between the contact patch and the ground. You know, we'll see. But to start off with, I am going to throw in the dead loot axles just to see, because I mean, if they're going to break, I'd rather break some old rusty ones first and then at least have like a baseline, and then we can figure out what we want to do from that point. But if it doesn't break anything, we'll just keep on pushing it until it does break stuff. Alright, so I'm ready to put the clutch on. I have the pressure plate over here. I already kind of mocked that up. I did have to take a rat tail rasp and actually take out the paint that was on the guide pin holes so that it would actually slide over the guide pins, but that's really minor. So as you can see, I got it all lined up in there. The clutch disc is where it should be. The actual pressure plate, that's just started. I got all the bolts to about the same tightness on there, and it's started on all the dowel pins. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring this to the flush point, doing a cross pattern, and then pretty much take it to like 5 foot-pounds the first go, and then we'll do a second go around and that same cross pattern to 20 foot-pounds after it's all flushed there, and then that should be good and should hold fine. Sweet. Got the flywheel and the clutch installed. The clutch did need a little bit of modification, but now I can clean this trans up a little bit more on the bell housing. I gotta throw my new throwout bearing on there, and then I'll grease this up real good. And once that's nice and greased up, we'll go ahead and try and mate it to the engine there. Alright, so I went ahead and swapped out my throwout bearing already. This is the old one here. You can see it's pretty tore up. It wasn't making noise or anything, but might as well replace it anyway. So I got the new one on here already. I got it greased up real good. It moves nice and freely on there. And I greased the rest of the shaft. You can see I got grease on me already. I greased the rest of the shaft so that hopefully it goes in to the clutch nice and smoothly. We are gonna have to kind of like rock it back and forth a decent amount until we find the grooves, but that should go, the splines should mate up pretty simply, and we should be able to put that on there. We'll try to get it on there first before we put any bolts in there and just let the collars do their job, but I think I'm gonna actually try and put that on now. Man, I wish that's how that was going in. That would look pretty dang sweet in there. Alright people, as you can see, I went ahead and got the harness on. It's just kind of loosely in place, but I did plug everything in. I got the alternator hooked up, got it routed around, got the fuel injectors hooked up. Still got to put the little plastic OEM guard on there. But got the crank sensor, all that jazz. Everything is hooked up so far and pretty much ready to go in. But so I got this sitting here. I'm going to actually in a few minutes probably get this moved back over and move the car over and actually get working on the next video. But this is about it for this one. I got it pretty much squared away for what I needed to get done. What I still need to do though, I do got to put my little clutch line and slave cylinder back on here and everything like that. I do need to get another slave cylinder because both of mine are pretty terrible looking. I'm just going to swap it out because that's a stupid fail point. So I'm going to get another one of those here soon and take care of that, but I am going to go ahead and put it in like this more than likely. I got to get the mounts ready. I still got to put the little intermediate shaft on, and still got to put that bracket on there too. So there's still quite a bit more work I'm going to get done on this before it actually meets its maker there. All right, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching me put in my new lightweight flywheel, my clutch, and put my transmission back on. Remember, that's the one with the welded diff, so getting pretty close to testing that out for the first time. But until the next video, if you liked it, hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe, because I noticed that like 90% of you guys are not subscribed to me. So help a guy out, man. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell. Alright, I'll see you guys later. As always, I'm Dan, the Prelude dude. This is the parts, guys. Peace.